it's 7 Grains of Salt. A few things in today's news that I thought you would be interested in seeing. So let's just take a quick look at Mike Decker.
Hard to believe. My God. Yeah, good old free Ireland, sovereign Ireland, huh? A once supposedly sovereign country. Bloody never were free, but we had some bit of illusion of freedom for a while anyhow, most of our lives. But by Jesus, I tell you, the Velvet Glove is coming off the Iron Fist now. We've got the one world army coming in, folks, just rolling in, no problem, just with impunity. One world army for the one world government, for the new world order, health system now that's been rolled out, all under the guise of COVID-19, this psychological warfare operation. We've got everybody at home, shitting their pants, afraid of this invisible enemy that hasn't killed anybody. Okay, there's viruses all the time killing people. Right? Viruses exist within our bodies. They don't float around in the air. They can't be transmitted through the air. The only way you can transmit a virus is through an injection. That's why you want to get a deadly vaccine into you. That's why the World Health Organization told us a few weeks ago that they're coming down around to your house. If you're a COVID suspect, they're going to take you away. They're going to take you away at gunpoint. Bloody unbelievable what's happening, people. Unbelievable, and most people still can't see the forest for the trees.
So true, and that's why I keep having the WHO little clips now and then, because they keep saying something new every couple days, and it just blows my mind that... Alright, I'm going to have you watch the video to understand that they're arresting people because people are opening up their bars and restaurants because they can't handle being closed anymore. So watch the clip, but I'm going to just show you the end and what he has to say right here, because this is the important part. Listen closely.
And these are the red flags going on. So the point is, we need to be extra cautious and vigilant and aware of the possibility of these situations being set up. Links below, and we're also Corey Man X. I hope he can also be aware of this possibility and be extra careful with being involved in these situations.
So he's thinking that these might be staged, since there was also Fox News cars there. So beware, and that's why right now you really need to understand that a lot of this could be staged. But here's something interesting also that I think you should hear from Robert David Stevens.
Now let me ask you about Bill Gates. It's my understanding that Bill Gates has sterilized hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of women around the world, and that he's on trial in India right now for mutating and murdering young children with his vaccines. Can you just give us your professional medical impression of whether anything the Gates Foundation is doing is beneficial, or should it be under a RICO investigation?
I think everything the Gates Foundation is doing should be under a RICO investigation, because yes, the vaccine programs that he has sent out around the world, including the murder of 21,000 Liberians with the Ebola that came from Fort Detrick through a vaccination, a Christian program. So it's also against our Christian religion, as honest missionaries go out thinking they're helping. So and Gates is leading these, as you said, sterilization programs in Somalia, the Gardasil vaccine, every one of the vaccines programs that he's sending overseas to kill, again, the vulnerable, in his eyes, the deplorable, really needs a thorough investigation. He's not a doctor. He has, really, he's not elected by anyone for any reason, and these programs shouldn't be used by our government, to harm others.
Let me also note that most of the funding for the World Health Organization comes from Bill Gates. It's not paid for by governments, and these so-called voluntary contributions have in fact distorted the entire World Health Program.
And if you recall, in one of my videos, I shared who their partners are and who their new partner became right here. the CHI, Clinton Health Access Initiative. If you aren't aware of what is going on, you should be right now.
It seems we knew our whole life. You know, we worked side by side with Russians in Fort Detrick, and everybody knew they were spies. I mean, everybody knew they were Russian agents, and now all of our labs are filled with Chinese, and they're at the head. They're teaching, and so what can we do to expose? You know, I feel right now like Tony Fauci is a communist agent, and that he's deliberately working with China and Bill Gates and anyone else to destroy our republic. And I think there are many more there. So really the question really is our entire medical system controlled by communists, and there's really a bio warfare that's starting from within to kill and stop. I mean, I'm horribly troubled by the environmental toxins, by the energies that nobody's getting a look at, by the glyphosate, the Roundup, the water. I don't know if you know Dr. David Lewis, who wrote the book Science for Sale. And so he worked for the EPA, and he was an inside whistleblower and saw the sludge that is going on the playgrounds. So these supposed safe playgrounds are the most toxic things our children could be exposed to on their skin. And as they heat up, they breathe this stuff. So I feel right now like I need to know what you know in other spheres, because nobody would think medicine would be the way they kill a republic.
Those are very good questions, and I believe that this was the reason why even in most countries they were wondering whether those sitting in Congress and in higher positions should be and have dual citizenship. Now, that is always something to question. Now, sitting with neighbors, I also mentioned what this means right here. So I'm just going to have it on the screen just to reiterate what I think Fauci, or was it Gates, had also said, or someone along the way. Just thought I'd bring that up. And on to a bit of lighter topic. This was in Breaking Israel News that there is going to be a meteor shower. You might see it better in the States than from where I'm living, so I hope you can see that. That'll be later tonight, and I think they said it would go on for several days, if not a week. But the one that concerned me the most was China and America igniting World War III. Well, it was in the Breaking Israel News, 20-year-old prophecy of war between China and America igniting World War III begins to take shape. Berkowitz, I think Israel News has spoken about him. But anyway, it goes on to talk about how America blames China for this outbreak and how they knew even prior to the outbreak happening, they were stockpiling all their face masks and everything. China is also stating that U.S. is too much in their sea and other things. But you can read all that here. I'm just going to scroll down to where they talk about the prophecy. Goes on here, some country is going to be the bad boy that sets events in motion. We always make the mistake of trying to use human logic to understand a larger than human historical process. Prophecy teaches us to see history as a divinely directed process. Whether this is the Gog versus Magog war, I don't know. And even here he goes on to say, we don't know. Has it already started to go into motion? We don't know. This China-led Gog and Magog alliance may have already begun. In December, China, Iran, and Russia held joint naval drills in the Indian Ocean and Sea of Oman, which were meant to deepen cooperations between the three countries' navies. Iranian Rear Admiral Hossein Khanzadi described the significance of the drills. When we talk about joint war games, we are talking about two or more countries with high level of relations in various political, economic, and social fields, which culminate in cooperation in the military sector. with war games usually being the highest level of such cooperation, Gandhi said to Iran's Tasnim news agency. A joint war game between several countries, whether on land or at sea, in the air, indicates a remarkable expansion of cooperation among them. That's where it ends. Interesting, but yes, we need to keep watching. We don't know what's going on, but just stay close to Christ. But I will add all the links, so not to worry. But then, many comments were made, and a few asking why I would tell people to abide by the law. Well, even in the Bible, it does say to follow the laws of the land. It clearly does in Romans 13 and 1 Peter, many others. In 1 Peter 2:13, 2:17, it says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. I'm not sure what the translation of that was. It's probably better in another translation. But will you wear a mask or pay a fine? That's the point. Many cities giving fines for not wearing a mask in public. So are you wanting to pay a $500 to $1,000 penalty for just not abiding the law? Honestly, I will not wear a mask until they tell me that I will be fined if I do not have one on. So I'm agreeing with you. I will not put one on until that day comes. But I do not want to pay a penalty. So wear it on your forehead like I said yesterday, or wear it some other way, because they don't specify. But remember to trust in the Lord, and He will lead and guide our every step. So don't live in fear. Just keep vigilant, keep watching, because things keep changing so much every day. Well, there's a little bit of the news, and I have more to come tomorrow. It was cut short. My daughter had a short day, so that's the way it is. So God bless, take it easy, and see you tomorrow.